All right.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another edition of YERBABUENA. Today, I bring a very, very special guest. He's a stand-up comedian here in the IE in an Empire, and he is a very, very funny man. I've told him to his face. I thought he was out of the business. He's back on, and he told an amazing story that I know he's going to share on later on the show. But I want to introduce you to the very funny comedian, Mr. Adrian Lopez. Give him a big round of applause. Everybody stands. Big ovation. ¿Cómo estás, Adrian? How are you?
I'm good. Está bien.
Good,
Aquí
good, good.
estoy nomás mameando.
Moviendo. So, dude, first thing I do is ask the very first question, Adrian. I know you're a weed smoker. Shit, we've smoked before together. What is your favorite strain and why? Just so
Uh,
people can understand, okay, if I hear this strain, I remember Adrian told me was a good one.
I like Headband a lot. Headband's probably my favorite. If I can find it, White Widow is. But White Widow is super hard to find.
So
Like,
White Widow and Headband.
yeah.
Why Headband? Why White Widow? Why? What effects did it give you?
So I have a lot of health issues, and one of those is Parkinson's, and both of those are fantastic for pain. That's why I enjoy those. Yeah.
Out of other strands, like a
Oh no,
banana OG or anything, those are just
that's
better.
I just enjoy those. That's you asked me what do I enjoy? I enjoy those
Okay,
things.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But the other ones are just as good, just as
They're just as
effective.
good. Weed is weed, baby. It's all good.
You know what? You would say that it's like wine is wine, right? What is wine? Like who can tell you it? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Like for example, is this naturally grown? Is this grown outside?
This is an outdoor grow. This is sour diesel. This was grown by a natural healer here in San Bernardino. He's been growing for quite some time, and he does a wonderful service to the people in this community, and he does this for a great price for them, and it's mostly just for upkeep. He doesn't really make any money on it. The dude lives in a hovel. Yeah, I love the dude.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's cool. And
yeah.
I mean, and look at that. I think if he has all the weed he can smoke, he's probably going like, what's? Why do I need a building? Why do I need a storefront? Why do I need to play for promotions or open up a Facebook? Nobody's
No,
closing me down.
why would they? This dude is honestly like he's just the nicest guy. Like he
Hmm.
just like he doesn't sell to kids or like he's not like a drug dealer. Like this dude's doing it strictly as medicine.
Hmm. And so he deals directly with patients.
He deals
Like
with he deals with who he wants to is what it is.
oh
It's like
wow. So if he doesn't like you, he tell you get off my property. I never want to see you again.
that's right.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's who. That's the best. That's the
yeah.
best. That's cool. He sells to
All
whoever
right.
he wants. He doesn't sell to who. And let me ask you a question. And I wanted to ask you in your belief, we all know that marijuana is now going to be legal in the U.S. You know, that's the next
Mhm.
step. We know it's going
Yeah.
to be sold, and we know that the tobacco industry is now bought off most of the companies that are going to be producing not THC. They're going to be producing the marijuana and now processing it and packaging it, and now they're going to start being the first forefront of selling marijuana to us. So we'll show up to 7-Eleven and Marlboro now has their own brand, which is a meme. But really, Marlboro, the tobacco industry now is going to start implementing to sell marijuana, just like they
Yeah.
sell THC at any 7-Eleven. My concern is this: the chemicals that they're going to add to the
Like the
marijuana.
preservatives and stuff like they do to the tobacco.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
And
Nobody in the westerns ever said, "Oh shit, I got the cancer and lung cancer." No, motherfucker, they were just smoking cool tobacco. Indians never thought of it as something that would harm your lungs.
well, that and tobacco in this country has changed in the last 200 years.
Hmm.
It's not what it used to be. Tobacco is. And look, I'm an avid smoker. It's the worst decision I ever made in my fucking life, and I've tried to kill myself several times.
Yeah.
But I know that was dark. I'm sorry. It's gonna get
No,
worse.
you're good. I don't
It's
give a
gonna
shit.
get worse. But like tobacco really is the worst. And I'm a supporter. I paid for this shit. You know what I mean? They're not paying me to say this shit. I'm just saying, like, I know what I am. I'm addicted to this shit, and it's terrible. But
Michael
like,
Richards. Michael Richards said it in his book. He says, "I could quit heroin, but I couldn't stop smoking." You know what I mean? Like, god damn, you can quit heroin, but you can't stop smoking. Nope, I cannot stop smoking. That's something I cannot live with.
no, and that's the worst part.
Again. 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 Um, listen. So tell me that story. The reason I have you on the show is because you told this crazy story, and I want people to take in consideration the difference between crack and just smoking weed. I think
Yeah.
everybody thinks all drugs are the same. Explain to everybody what happened to you, and this will explain why not all drugs are the same.
All right. I do not have a great track record when it comes to dating, and I've dated people that most people would be like, "That's probably not a smart idea." Three of
Yeah.
them were strippers. One of them was named Cherry. Well, her real name was Samantha. I'm not going to say. Her real name will go without saying, but she was Cherry by the end of it. She was a bitch, dude. She was cool as fuck. She's a nurse now, as far as I know, and has been for several years. Uh, she's not a bad person. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. She just fucked my world up for a while. Cherry was cool as fuck, beautiful, and relatively smart, but she was damaged. The first night I met her, we decided to go for drinks at a bar in a local town. And we get there, and the first thing she says to me is, "Hey, do you want to get high in my car?"
Yeah.
Mm.
Who doesn't?
Uh, I was, and this is where I realized not all drugs are the same. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking, yeah, well, let's go smoke a blunt. That sounds like a plan. So I get in her car. I'm in the passenger seat. She's in the driver's seat. And she goes, "Hey," I pull out a blunt. Like I usually have a blunt. If I'm out in public, I got a blunt on me. So I pulled out the blunt and I light it. And I'm kind of just hanging out. And I start puffing on my blunt. And I look over and she's got this little tiny pipe about that big. And she goes, "Hey, do you want to hit this crack?" And I said, "I'm sorry, what?" And she said, "Do you want to hit this crack? It's really good." And I said, "No, I'm good. I'm all full from the crack earlier. Crack binge like crazy at the Sizzler earlier, just with nuts." You know what I mean? And she's sitting and she's sitting there and she just takes this thing down in one hit. And I was like, "Oh fuck, this is intense. What do I do?" And she goes, "Whoa, one more thing." And I go, "One more thing?" And she goes, "Pass the morphine." And I said, "I'm sorry."
What the fuck? To balance out or what?
Yeah, like so she wasn't riding a crack high and she could function. So
Fuck.
she was very beautiful. She reaches into the glove box, pulls out
Apparently.
reaches into the glove box, pulls out a little bottle of morphine, reaches in her purse, pulls a diabetes needle. I recognize these things because my grandpa died of these motherfuckers. Pulls the thing off with her teeth, pops it in the morphine, pulls a big fucking drag. Like I was like, "Yo, are you sure about this?" That
You started.
size. I
Oh,
was
you
like,
started gagging. Oh, fuck.
right away, right away. I was like, "Oh," and she ties her arm in the seatbelt, just loops it around like that, and just pulls it in, yanks it forward, boom, drops the needle in her arm. And I'm like, I'm watching it. My eyes are getting progressively bigger and
Oh.
bigger, just like pie plates by the end of it, just giant cartoon eyes. And I'm like, holy shit. And I was like, this is a bad start. What do I do now? And I swear to you, Richard, I've never been the kind of person who thinks this way, but a little voice in the back of my head popped up and said, "Adrian, what does crazy pussy taste like?" And I said, I don't know, but we're about to find out. And we dated for 3 months.
God damn, bro. When you said she was damaged, I didn't know she was fucking about to blow.
Oh
That
yeah,
engine was knocking already when
yeah.
you showed up. That oh my god. You're lucky. You were running. You were riding on a spare tire going 100.
Yeah,
You understand?
which I do on a regular basis. I am
Oh
insane.
my.
I'm insane, bro.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So what happened to this princess?
um, she stole. So it ended because she stole $150 from me.
No.
Yes,
No. A crackhead
yes.
stole from you.
I know, right?
Stop
How could they?
that.
Here's the thing. She did not use the money for crack or morphine.
Mm.
She used the money to buy me a bottle of cologne. It was a present.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she stole the money to get you the cologne.
Yeah. But I
You
was
know
like,
what?
you did two things wrong. Like, how do you want me to be okay with this?
Uh,
Yeah, and it turned into a big fight. And honestly, I mean, to be honest, she's doing a lot better and I'm doing a lot better. So I think it worked out for the both of us.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh no. But let me tell you something though, bro. I
well,
mean, all due respect, she says, "Oh, I stole the money so I can buy you a cologne." No, that means the money you had you spend on drugs. So now you
yeah,
have no money. So now you steal from me. But
that
if you
was
wouldn't
that
have
was
done
that was
what?
the argument, Richard. Thank you. Yes, thanks
Yeah.
for
So
bringing that
fuck
up.
you. You should have saved your money. Take some effort. What the fuck? I'm
Ah,
not gonna thank you for giving me my own money back.
no,
No, you did the right thing, bro. That's why you're doing better. You were smart enough to get the fuck out of there. But let me ask you a few things. Now that
yeah,
people know a little bit about you, you were telling me something very interesting that you smoke too, and it helps you with your multiple personalities or something like that.
no.
Uh,
I
uh,
have
schizophrenia. It's
schizophrenia.
schizophrenia. What?
Yeah.
Explain to me schizophrenia. Because first of all, I can't even say it. Second of all, what is it exactly?
Okay, so schizophrenia is a psychological disorder in which you hallucinate basically, and you go into psychotic states. It also comes with dystonia, which is a general lack of movement or overreactive movement. Um, I hear voices that aren't there. I see things that aren't there. I take a lot of medicine to keep myself in check. And this is the first time in 10 years that I've been able to think clearly. So, yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Because you were
yeah,
showing me your hands, and you have finger mark and teeth marks and
yeah.
broken knuckles, and
I have,
yeah.
yeah,
So it was like you'd be walking, and somebody said, "Fuck you, motherfucker," and you would just take a swing at somebody, and they're like, "Bro,
no,
nobody said nothing. Like, chill." Or
no.
no.
So, generally, what would happen is I would be arguing with one of the manifestations that I was seeing. And I'm a big dude, and you can't not look at a dude who's getting violent with no one and go, let's walk by that. And some
Yeah,
people would kind of be kind of overly cautious, reactionary. So when I'd go, what the fuck's your problem or whatever, they would freak the fuck out, and then they would start swinging because they would think I was talking to them, and I wasn't at all talking to them. So they were defending themselves, and I was defending myself. Technically, no one was in the wrong.
wow, that is the worst, bro. Okay, so manifestation.
Yes,
You
sir.
you couldn't tell the difference between a real person and a manifestation.
No, sir.
So
It
the manifestation, it was what, another human being?
it depends. I do see full figure people. I also see shadow people. I see fire a lot, a lot, a lot. um, I- so sometimes I can kind of something feels wrong about it,
Mhm.
but in my head it makes sense. You see where the problem is?
Yeah. Because you justified it somehow. You're like, there's a whisper, that shadow over there is talking to me. Like, I can hear it. Like, I can hear you, fool. Like, I see that shadow, and you're like, a reasonable person would say, look, there's no way a shadow's gonna talk to me, so stop thinking that. But in your mind, you said, no, I can fucking hear it. I know that I know you say it doesn't, but I can clearly hear it. So fuck you. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I can
like
hear
and
that
then
shadow.
And then I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, so I become very paranoid, and everyone is out to get me. So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Now, what does a medication do now for you?
So it took me 10 years to find the right medication, first of all. And
Why
I
did it take you 10 years? Because you've been fucking crazy for a long. I'm sorry to say. Is that a rude to say to somebody that has mental issues?
it's not rude to say it to me, but it's fucked up to say it to people that don't have a hard skin.
Okay,
Some people
sorry,
are real
sorry, but
bad.
I asked because look, I don't want to offend or piss off anybody, but
No,
and
no.
it's just one of those things where you go, crazy,
Here's
but
the
you're
thing.
not finding the words. So what do
I
you
am
call somebody?
I no, dude, bro, I am crazy. Like being real, I'm nuts. But
Uh,
it's not it's not that it's offensive, it's that it's hurtful. Because
okay,
there's a lot of problems that's why people don't stay on their fucking meds, because they think they can do it on their own, because people tell them all the time, oh, Jesus will help you or whoever will help you, like, and I hate to tell you this, but maybe Jesus does want to help you, but it's through a fucking needle in the arm or a pill that you're going to take every day for the rest of your life.
yes,
Like
yes, yes,
he made everything, right?
yeah.
So
He made the
motherfuckers
person
give
smart
me,
enough to invent something for you. The
yeah, bro.
prayers were answered. The prayer were answered by having that doctor think of a medication for you to take. That's what it was. That's how God's answering your problem.
That's
You're
it,
right.
brother.
You're right. So when I'm referring to somebody that has mental issues, that somebody has schizophrenia, what do you call them? Mental issues or
Mentally ill, if you,
mentally ill?
I
Mentally ill is
mean,
a great word. I just want to move forward and not go crazy or say crazy to somebody, and then they get upset. So
oh no,
my
you're
my
good.
okay. So why did it take so long for somebody to see your illness in your family? Like, why do you think, honestly?
It's
Because
not that it took so long to find out that here's the thing. I'm like, I grew up in an old school Mexican household. Mental illness was not a thing, bro. I was just an asshole. That's all it was. I was an asshole kid. You know what I mean?
and
Like
when were these things manifesting themselves? How old were you?
probably about middle school,
Oh, so you're talking about 12, 13, 14 years old.
about puberty. Yeah.
Yeah, puberty. Wow, that is tough, bro. So what were the first manifestations you had? Like, what were the
Uh,
first things that you noticed? Oh shit! And when did you realize, hey, that's not right? Because for
well,
you to
I
realize,
I didn't know I was sick for 8 years. So I was like 23 when I found out that I was sick.
okay, but the first initial, like, what was the first thing you saw? Like, first thing you said, whoa.
Uh, like patterns, recognizing patterns, and then finding deeper meaning to them, like math. Uh, I'm okay at math, but I could when I started getting into like non-Euclidean geometry and stuff like that, which is just geometry on a curve, stuff like that. Um, I was attributing magical properties to them, so I could open gates to hell if I found the right mathematical problem and answer. Yeah, so it was shit like that. Like, yeah, like, yeah.
Vinci loco. I'm so glad you're taking your medication.
You
Uh,
have no idea.
so, Adrian, all love, bro, all love. So,
Yeah,
Adrian, so you start getting into really recognizing numbers and basically deciphering all these things. Then there was an escalation to these manifestations that started
uh,
happening.
I
Like, what was the
started hearing
escalation?
I started hearing voices about 15 years old. They were so I started trying to figure out how I could communicate with these voices, because they would tell me really horrible things,
What were some of the
um,
things that they would say?
to hurt people, to hurt myself. That people were trying to hurt me. Um, Sometimes it was just, it wasn't all bad. Okay, it wasn't always horrible shit. Sometimes it was kind of nice stuff. No one sticks around if it's all bad. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
like one of the nicer things that happened was I've always been kind of a sad kid,
Uh-huh.
and like when I would get really sad at night, the stars would sing to me. They would sing songs to me, not like words, but like music from the
Hmm.
start. You know,
That's pretty cool, and you could hear that.
I could hear that. It was, and it's probably the most beautiful music I've ever heard in my life that no one will ever hear.
Wow, that just it's just that the human brain for me is so fascinating the way it works and how it works differently because we all have different perspective. We could both be looking at the same thing and think two different, absolutely two different things.
Yeah,
So each mind is a new world, and in your world, you got to experience that music that you say is beautiful. And I think sometimes geniuses comes from this. The work of geniuses because they can hear that music that nobody else can, and they learn how to basically explain it or showcase it in their instruments, like
yeah.
Beethoven or any of these. So, you know what I mean? It's one of the things that I told Brad Williams. I said, "You are a perfect example of how big God is. He might have made you a little guy."
What do you?
Salud.
Should we do a dab? Should we do a dab?
Yes, we should. As a matter of
Okay.
fact, we're taking a dab break, everybody. Put it in there. Uh,
Nice.
wait, I don't have a dab, but I will light up with you. I will do one
Okay.
in ceremony. But how often do you dab, by the way?
Um, Today's a special occasion because I'm hanging out with Richard Villa. But
Can
normally,
I? Go
yes,
ahead.
sir.
Go ahead.
Normally
No, go.
I smoke blunts or bowls, just to and I try not to smoke more than I need to. I smoke until I'm comfortable, and once I'm comfortable, I kind of try to ride that out and be, I'm not trying to get retarded. I'm just trying to. Is that the right word? No, huh? That's not the right word.
Well, there you go. I
Um,
called you crazy. You say retarded. It doesn't matter, bro. We'll be
that's not the
PG.
right
So
word.
no,
I'm
but
sorry. I don't mean neurodivergent. I don't mean neurodivergent. I mean like I'm not trying to get messed up.
silly
Yeah,
or droopy or
yeah,
too
yeah.
gone. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yep. I just stick to one with a cup of coffee in the morning. Any special occasions, do this. Let me ask you a question. I've been out of the loop so much, bro. Can I ask you a personal question about me? And I know this might sound very cynical, but I'm really not. I just don't have any idea what the perception of me is with the new comedians out there. Like I'm
Well,
looking to go out and work and do more stage time, but what is their perception of me when they see me?
what? I gotta tell you, Richard. I've been in this business for 11 years now,
Hmm.
and the new comics they are different. A lot of them seem to have this idea that like there's a team effort to get each and every one of them on a main stage somewhere, and they don't see that this is an individual effort. You can bring your friends and they can open for you, but it's up to them to make it. And I think guys like you who made it, you know and got to a certain level of
Fame.
of fame.
Hmm.
Thank you, by the way. Who've gotten
That's
to
it.
a certain level of fame, and kind of did it a little more on their own. Like, we all have help here and there, but can you really say, oh, fucking blah 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 is the one that got me here, or can you say I worked my ass off and got here?
I worked my ass off and got here. Like I positioned myself where I needed to be. I made the moves I had to make to create my legacy, whatever I needed to do.
That's
So,
exactly what I'm saying, because you
uh,
did it like that, and you can think individually.
mhm.
I think a lot of the newer guys kind of see that as a detriment. And you know what? If they can all make it and get them all 50 of them on stage, by all
uh,
means, please do it. I'd
uh,
love to see every comic from the IE make it. But do I see each and every one of their talent as, yeah, I see, yeah,
mhm.
like
Well,
I have my dark horse favorites. I really do,
mhm.
you know.
But it's not that I'm an asshole, right?
No, not really. I
Not
mean, you
really.
are an asshole,
I am an asshole, but not that I'm an
but
asshole.
but you're not an asshole. No.
All right, good. Because I want to come around. I want to start going up more because I'm working out this hour, and I realize as I'm putting together my material that I've been writing since March, since we've been still. By the way, we're under quarantine, so
Yeah.
California is not doing anything right now. California in America is not moving, so we're still locked down. So all we have is to chill, and I've been writing, and the material is not making any sense now. It's outdated. Things that happened in March are now irrelevant now. Nobody wants to hear about it. So I said I got to get out there and start practicing these jokes because by the time this is over, anything I write is not going to be relevant. So I got to stay relevant every single month.
Yeah.
So it's like a muscle, man. You can't stop. So you said 11 years you've been doing comedy?
Yes, sir. I
Where?
started. I started at Liam's Irish Pub in Colton with Rick Rome
That's right. That's right.
and Just Mikey, who I love and adore both of them, but I never want to
Yeah.
talk to them again.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I love them to death. They're both brilliant guys. I hope they're both doing well. I haven't spoken to them in a while. But I started there and I worked, bro. Like I opened rooms, I would run shows, and then I started doing shows, everywhere I could. And that led me to, Detroit and Montana and Louisiana and all kinds of weird, crazy rooms.
But how did you get started, bro? Why did you get started? Who told you were funny?
um, um, I look. I wanted to be a comedian since I was a little kid. I just didn't know that's what it was called. Cause I saw dudes like Jim Carrey and dudes like Red sorry. Red Vox, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock. A lot of my these guys were all guys I wanted to be when I was like 4 years old. I
Mm-hmm.
want, you know what I mean, like 4 years old, and I wanted to say the things Eddie Murphy was saying, but funnier. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like that's what I wanted to do. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandma would tell me that I would walk around the house trying to be funny and make people laugh, and she would say, "Shaggy, este quiere ser comediante. This one wants to be a comedian." And I didn't know what that meant until like I don't know, like 2 years ago. Like I want to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's like she meant it like a diss, and I took it like, oh, that's what it's
That's
called.
that's what it's called. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I told my mom the same thing. That mom, I want to be a comedian. She said, "Das pendejo." He's you're fucking stupid. That's what she
Yeah,
said to me. And then bam, I bought a house. So there you go. Uh, no, but it's weird because my Latino family also, dude, they didn't believe in the fact that you could be a comedian, that you can make money, you can make a living, you can produce, you can do so many things.
yeah,
And it's funny because one of the things that Jay Leno, they asked him, is there any comedians where when you started that didn't make it? And he said the ones that quit.
yeah,
He says everybody makes it in one way or another. You make it. He says not everybody stuck to stand up. Some of them got writing jobs and became great writers. Some of them became producers. Some of them became somehow they found their way in this entertainment world to suffice or feed their hunger of creativity that they need. That's
yeah,
it. So this person could be creative, and you can start as a stand-up comedian. All of a sudden, you met the guy that does the special effects for a certain movie of Star Wars, and you're like, man, if I could have that job, and you would never have met him if you didn't do stand-up because
it
you're not
goes.
in that circle. So
But look, it goes the other way too. Look how many famous directors, writers, and actors try to become stand-ups. Fucking Dan Harmon. Fucking what's that other weirdo's name? Fucking
uh,
you know what I mean? Like all these guys at the one that did Superbad. That
uh,
all of them end up on a stand-up stage because what we want is to be funny. We
yes.
want to put an idea out there that makes you go, oh fuck, fuck, he got me. We all want to do that. You know,
Yes.
in one way or another, if it's by telling our stories or telling the things that happen to us on a daily. I've seen things that do not make sense.
Like what? What is something that you would? Because I run into that same problem. People tell me I can't believe that happened to you. What is one of those stories that you say, "Fuck"? People never believe this happened to me.
I'll tell you the last thing that happened to me and tell me if this makes sense. I'm a
Okay.
security guard right now during COVID, right? I was hanging out, doing my job at work, and fucking this two cholos go into the back alley and just kind of hang out. They turn on a little boom box. This thing gets super loud. Like it takes up two streets with how loud it is. And they start dancing. Just rocking the oldies, like Art LeBeau oldies. Shoulders up, side to side. That's right. That's right. Hey. And they're just getting it. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Hey,
Hi,
Patricia.
Patricia. How are you? So you're
And I'm like, what's going on right now? And then two more cholos show up and start dancing with them. Now it's four dudes rocking out in a back alley in a warehouse district in downtown San Bernardino. Which, if you don't know what that's like, that's Detroit without the auto industry. That's what that
exactly.
shit is.
Yes.
It should be on fire right now, but they're dancing, and then like 2 hours later, two cholas show up with two big ass dogs, and now all six of them are dancing. It's 2:30 in the morning, brother, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh,
So I'm
fucking
like,
part.
now there's six of them dancing. A car pulls through into the alley. I'm like, what's going on now? This dude pulls into the alley and starts flashing his lights like it's a strobe light in the club, and they're all dancing to the goddamn "Here Comes My Baby," and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And again, I'm like, when does the cholo dance party end?
What the fuck? They just said we're having a party. They think it's like the fucking park. You can just use one of the grills.
4:30 in the morning. The
Oh
music
my god.
fades out, quiet, quiet. They all don't say anything to the. I'm standing at the gate watching this now. I am suspending disbelief right now. It doesn't make sense. None of this is real. Why aren't the cops here? None of this makes sense. And I'm like,
Wait, did you call it in?
I did call it in. And San
And
Bernardino PD said they'll be right there and never showed up.
well, what was the description? Hey, there's a couple of cholos dancing back here. Like, what did you tell them? Like they're having a party?
What? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know what this. I said, I said, there's a cholo dance party in the alley behind my.
That's why the cops are like going, fuck that call. We're not gonna go to. I don't know what kind of gay orgy is going on back there, but oh my
So,
god. So what happens?
so none of them said anything to each other. They just stopped dancing and walked away down every different exit of this alley. One walked through a parking lot. One walked through a car wash. One walked down the west side of the street. The other one walked down the east side of the street. And then two of them went the other way.
And
Wait,
one walked into your heart.
right here, bro. Deep inside.
Because of that. That is funny. You had dancing cholos that you didn't know what to do with.
I and at 4:30 in the morning, they had a club raging
In the back of the warehouse district.
in the back of a warehouse district.
So you don't think it maybe was a distraction for you to fucking keep staring at the party, enjoying it while somebody else is robbing another fucking warehouse?
I guard an empty warehouse. What are they gonna rob?
No, not yours necessarily, but they don't need you walking around. You know what I mean? So they said,
Hey,
fuck it.
wait a minute.
Let's give him a show. Because we're going to be robbing the other place. We don't need him fucking looking around.
Let me tell you something. I am paid by that site to guard that site and that site only.
So you wouldn't call if the other building was being robbed?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Oh, bro, that sucks. Remind me not to get a building next to the ones you clear. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And maybe other people that can agree with you, and maybe some people don't agree with you. Why wouldn't you call it in?
One, it's just stuff that you obviously don't care enough to pay a guard for. Two,
Okay.
you're not paying me to guard your site. I'm
Uh-huh.
guarding the site I'm working.
Okay. Okay.
Three, three, you expect me to work for you for free, is what you're
Hmm.
saying at that point. Which, unless someone's life is in danger, which I would probably get involved, or
Yeah.
or I need to call PD for a real problem, that's none of my business. There's
Like
a
dancing.
U-Haul. There's a U-Haul. Why do you? They were dancing. I didn't know what was going on. That was scary because I didn't like. I'm who? You're telling me? You're telling me you would have been okay with six people just dancing quietly to loud ass music for 4 hours? It
You
was
know
half
what?
the shift.
If there's anything that white people and scary movies ever taught me was don't ask questions. Just walk away. If it's not your business, close your eyes, walk away. It's always that I wonder what they're doing. Fuck you. It's weird. I'm walking away.
Hey,
It's
that's my thinking too. Like I didn't get involved at all. Like
I wouldn't
that's
even
none of
call
my
the
goddamn
cops.
business. I did it. I did it because I was told to. Like my
Hmm.
supervisor told me to call them. Like
Okay.
if they would have said leave it alone, I would have left it alone.
The biggest trouble you've ever gotten into because of your mental illness, like the biggest trouble, like running through the freeway the wrong way, shoplifting.
Uh,
Uh,
so I got into a fight with a guy, um, and I guess I
no, what did you do? You don't guess. You know exactly what you did.
I broke his jaw. And
Damn.
yeah, I broke his jaw. I also broke my hand, so it was instant karma. I broke
Oh,
like there was four pins in my hand because I
but
broke
why?
I
But
broke
why?
my,
What initiated the fight?
you know what, I'm not sure. I don't remember. But
Oh,
that landed me in a psych ward for 4 months.
really? I've
Yeah,
never met anybody who been in a psych ward.
yeah,
This is crazy. Is that like I mean, I have a lot of family that's been in prison. A lot of family that's been in prison. I have a lot of deals, but I've never met anybody that's been in a psych ward. Is it like the movies?
no, it's more boring. It's
It's
more
more
boring.
boring.
Yeah, it's so they treat it kind of like jail in the 80s. So like you could kind of mingle and talk to whoever. In the day room is where it breaks all everything breaks down because there's girls in there at the same time, and it's like a low level like lockdown for most of the day. They let you out like for 15 minutes 3 times a day, and other than that, so it's like 45 minutes a day that you're outside.
Okay.
Um, but other than that, you're inside. You're doing whatever the fuck it is you do because they really can't control you. Like if you're talking to yourself or really involved in your world, they're gonna leave you alone. You don't have to do groups and shit like that. If you'd like to participate in that, you're welcome to for the most part. But most people kind of fuck off the days.
Okay.
Like being real, nobody in there's trying to, kickstart their mental health out of that place. Like they're trying to fucking get stable enough to walk out those doors.
Okay. Wow. So
So
that incident got you into the psych ward, and you
yeah,
basically overcame that. You you
I
you
got
got out of
into
there
well. The reason I was in there for 4 months was because I kept getting into physical altercations.
with the people there.
Yeah,
Oh, bro, come on.
yeah. Some dude threatened a doctor, so I jumped on him. All right, well, I jumped up like and popped him in the chest. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
you touch that lady, I'm going to fucking kill you, rip off your face, and eat it.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of was like trying to talk his way out of it. He's like, hey man, I got AIDS. And I'm like, well, I'm about to get AIDS. And like
Oh shit.
I pulled my fist back and they tranked me. And yeah, and then and they moved me wards to female drug addict recovery ward. And my roommates were all girls after that. And
How
then
was that? Did you ever get hanky panky there at the ward?
I have had sex at the ward.
How is
Like,
that? Where? Like the same room and everything? You told the
no,
girl.
man, like it's the most rushed, fantastic, horrible sex I've ever had in my life.
Explain to me ward sex.
First of all, it stinks. It smells like unwashed bodies because they don't let you really shower that often because it's
Okay.
kind of a deterrent of you fucking. But they don't realize that a lot of mentally ill people have also been on the streets. So we fucked in dirty dirt water puddles like all the time. and and
So you don't care what it smells like. You're like in there, like Flynn. There you
I'm a
go.
disgusting monster, bro.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
Uh,
All right. And so what happened? So what was that? It was a girl you met with that girl that was staying
yeah,
by your room?
she was a borderline personality recovering drug addict who had tried to commit suicide by overdose of heroin and speed.
Okay,
And
so right up your alley.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. I like broken toys because I am a broken toy, bro.
You're those toys in Toy Story, right? The one with different legs and parts.
I like the Power Rangers dolls where the kick is all sideways.
Yeah, there you
You know
go.
what I mean? Like it's supposed to be head on. And just,
So you meet this girl, and so how do you coerce her, or how do you talk to her? How do you convince her? Hey, let's have sex. Like you're in
so
the mental ward. Like
so I'm gonna be real honest with you, and most people don't believe me when I say this. Every time I've had a psych ward sex, like I was approached, I did not approach. Uh,
really? So they came up to you. They were like, "We're interested."
I'm a real artsy guy. Like that thing behind me and that thing right
Yeah,
there,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I painted those. So
Okay.
I'm also one of those assholes who likes to destroy property. So I draw all over the walls of the psych wards when I'm locked up, like well, if I'm here, you're gonna pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I draw pretty shit all over the walls.
Oh, nice.
So I do that, and then like I'll get caught by one of these usually very attractive girls,
Uh,
and then it's pretty much a race to any place where nobody's watching for 3 minutes or more.
and it's understood. The girl, like, yeah, let's hurry up.
She's the
No, we
one
don't.
pulling me. She's the one pulling me. But she's the
Oh,
one.
wow.
She's the one grabbing my dick. She's the one putting it in her mouth. She's the one
Okay,
jumping up.
okay, okay. Yeah. Now, have you guys ever gotten caught? Did you ever get caught?
Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
How? How did you guys get caught? Where?
You know what? Okay, so there was like a little alcove, like a little patio area, and the door wouldn't close all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So if when the nurse walked through after she badged it, if you just kind of like let it gently close, it wouldn't close all the way. So we went up there. I didn't know that it was also alarmed.
Oh, so
So
they knew somebody had activated the door.
right, so the door opened and it set off the thing. Nobody came for a second because we got pretty close.
Oh,
and they came in. They said, "What are you doing?" They pulled me off. They said, "You know, this isn't allowed. You know what's going to happen." They kicked her out. They kicked me to a different site, like a different hospital altogether. Um, like I don't know what happened to her. I really don't like. I don't even remember her name.
Yeah, it happens when you're having psych ward sex.
It
Sometimes
kind
the
of
name,
does.
yeah, kind of, you're telling me now.
Yeah, it kind of
Oh,
does.
dude, it's crazy. So, comedy, let me tell you something. I saw your stand up and you're really, really good. And I think this is what makes you really good is that you're very genuine on stage. I think even though the story is almost unbelievable, the way you tell it kind of gives you that doubt to go, no, I think he's right. I think he fucking really did that shit. That fucker's that crazy. You know what I mean? So that's what makes your material and your story so interesting to me. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's why I think I enjoy your stand up so much. So keep doing it, man. Keep developing this way of telling your story, and I think you should really dig deep. Like, is this something that your family had, like this mental illness? Is this something your family has history of, or you're the first one to deal with it?
I think I know that I had a uncle who was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I know that one of my aunts is bipolar. I know that one of my cousins is bipolar.
Uh,
So I mean, as far as I know, uh, yeah, I guess it's genetic. I don't know, bro. Like I'll be
Now,
honest with you, I don't.
do you have any kids?
I have a daughter.
You have a daughter. How old is she?
They're 12. She's 12.
12. Okay, so she's
She's gonna be
12.
13.
Okay, good, good, good. Now, does she know all of this about you? Are you guys open about it? No,
No,
she has no idea.
no.
It's
My
okay.
kid.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If so,
Go ahead.
I actually haven't seen my daughter since she was very little, and
Okay.
and that's a whole nother story that I'm pretty sure we don't have time for.
No, no, no. But I think. Look, I think the way comedy is going now, the only way you can not offend people is if you tell your story. And I think it's a great platform. Stand up is a great platform for you to really educate everybody in terms of mental health. Because yours is a little more severe than me. I suffer through some depression. I've done medication for my depression, and it's things that I've worked out with my therapist. But like we discussed, as Latinos, we never even think about mental health. That's
Uh,
¿qué te duele? No te duele nada. Levántate, pinche huevón, cate. You know what I mean? That was the answer to everything. You're just making excuses,
a
and so now,
trabajar, puto.
exactly. And so it was that macho attitude. But the fact that you've gone through all this, it's I think something that you could do is educate other people, and not only educate other people, but other people that are going through the same thing you're going through, make them laugh a little and go, "Oh, I'm not the only one." You know what I
Let me
mean?
tell you
Like,
something. What really makes a difference in mental illness is the drive that you have to succeed. And by that I mean if you put it out there that you want to get better, or you want to try to live a more healthy, balanced life. Maybe not normal, because sometimes life is kind of unpredictable and it's cruel. Let's be
mhm,
honest. But if you want to live a more balanced life, this is what you got to do. Go after it like a motherfucking pit bull. Go and grab that shit like a tire and toss that bitch around. It took me 10 fucking years of really struggling, being on the street, being homeless, fucking
mhm,
fighting back, fighting with my family, not understanding that my problem started somewhere within myself. And you know what got me clear? Fucking fighting like a fucking animal. That's what you got to do. Take the fucking pill. Take the shot. I take a shot in the arm every month. And I do it every month fucking religiously, because this is the first time in 10 years that I've been able to think for and have a conscious thought and know that it was my own thoughts.
mhm,
I fought like a fucking dog to get here. And if
mhm,
you want to do that, that's what you got to do, bro. You want to
mhm.
fucking conquer some shit, you got to conquer it. It's a
So, so,
fucking mountain,
so do
climb it.
you, so do you understand by you hitting that stage, being as open as you've been with me today? People that are sitting in that audience, or people that are watching you at home, or people that will be broadcasting on YouTube and see this clip go, wow, I'm not the only one. and it is possible to get the fuck out of this situation because that
It
guy is
is.
telling me, but there is no proof. You are the proof now. You might, I mean, what you do, you
Look,
take away the excuse of I couldn't do it because of my mental health. You know what I
look,
mean?
dude,
You just gotta fight the fuck out of it.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's harder for some people than it is for others. And for those people, I am truly sorry. But if you fight, you can get a little bit further than you were before. And isn't that a better position to be in? Don't you want to be on top of the table, at least in the chair? Come on. Fight for what you want. You want to live where you want to live. You feel me? And
Yeah,
I'm not saying don't. I'm saying everything's a little bit of work. And if you put forth the effort, you will be rewarded for it. And if you just gotta want it. That's all it is. And
yeah,
I think every single person has that ability. Maybe we have to do it a different way, or maybe we have to try a little harder, or we have to do, we all got different levels of strength, and that's just the way it is. But we can all apply ourselves to a goal. We can all do that. And if you can't, you're dead. Be
uh,
real. Like that's
uh,
that's not good. Not being able to
uh,
do nothing for you.
uh. Well, the fact that you're not taking swings at like residents, and the fact that you are like sweet as the sweetest teddy bear, I say God bless that medication. I'm glad you're into taking it because not everybody's into taking it. People say I can't think, I can't create. I'm telling you, the fact that you
It
can put
comes
these
back.
things.
No, no,
Uh,
no. It comes back. I did these things fucking when I was in recovery. It
uh,
comes back. It comes
oh,
back.
so you will eventually go back, or you just gotta up the dosage, or something that's
No, no,
uncontrollable.
no. No, no, no. So when people say, "Oh, I can't create,"
Uh,
it's because you're sorting your shit out, mate. You
okay.
gotta fucking take it step at a time. This thing sold to a collector in New York just
Mhm.
recently. This thing
Okay,
is half
fuck.
done. I just started this. It comes back. The want to
Okay.
create, it comes back. And I became a comic in all this.
Yes.
You think art doesn't stop just because it doesn't come out the same way? Find a new way
Hmm.
to sing. Find a
Yes.
new way to sing.
Yes. Mm. And that's my explanation of what Jay Leno was trying to explain is find another avenue. If stand up is something, especially right now with COVID, is not working for you, then change gears. Go do something else. Start writing a script that you always wanted to write. You know what I mean? Go become a writer for somebody else. Learn how to edit. Learn how to use Photoshop. Learn how to use these. Now is your time and your pause and your break to learn and how to diversify your avenues of income. You want to be a
Look,
comic, you want to survive, create those avenues of income that allow you to go goof off and go do stand up. Go ahead. Oh, you were hitting it. Yeah, buddy.
yeah. Yo, this wax from Cali Care here in the IE.
Mhm.
This shit's fire, son. Literally
Yeah.
fire OG.
Fire OG. Now, how much do you need to really get toasted on that wax? Nice.
Honestly, two nice little dads will do
To-
me just fine. You know,
And
like maybe maybe something about that big.
all right. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah,
And you're all straight.
yeah, and I'm cool.
Now,
But
uh,
like I said, today's a special occasion. I'm with fucking Richard fucking Mia.
invite
I
you to
mean,
Yerbabuena, of course. It's it's a very special occasion. Oh man. Anything that's coming up for you, bro? Anything that you want to promote? Any
you know
shows or your platforms? I'm sorry.
you know what I want to promote? I want to
What?
promote being nice to people. I want to promote not being a dick all the time. I'm not saying don't be funny or make fun of your friends. I'm saying be cool about it. You know?
Yeah.
If you're gonna say something mean, throw the JK. Why
Mm,
not? Let them know
mm.
that you don't mean it.
Yeah, yeah,
Have some fun, but don't be an asshole. That's what I want to promote.
yeah.
Be cool to each other.
Don't be a
Be
dick.
fucking cool to each other. That's what I want to
Yeah.
promote.
All
Yeah.
right.
And
Eh,
visit my Facebook and be my friend. because I have like 100 people, and that's it.
That's
So
it. You should. You know what? Even if it's not you writing it, I think you there's a and I'll share with you later on. It's a page on Instagram where people tell their stories, and I'm gonna start telling my stories and something that my wife shared with me. And there's in there I'm reading about a prostitute in New York in the 60s and 70s and how interesting her life was and how she intermingled with so different celebrities, and she's telling her story, and I'm like, wow, just blown away. I would have never have known this lady if she would have never put her story there. So I think you have a story to share, bro. I think you should get on this platform and start sharing your story, to start writing it out. And I think this is my opinion. Do whatever you want with it, follow it or not. I think that is gonna be your goal, bro. I think that people are gonna relate to your stories,
yeah,
as crazy as they are. So type them up, putting in writing, and you can just leave it there. See what happens, man. Your
yeah.
story has to be said. Well, thank you very much for joining me, guys. This is it. Any other platforms, Adrian, you want to talk about? Any Facebook, Instagram? Can they follow you?
Uh, you can find me on Facebook at comedian Adrian Lopez, or you can find me on Instagram at Karma Target 84. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Karma Target 84,
Okay.
because that's how I do. I like weird words.
Okay, so everybody that's watching YERBABUENA, I am gonna start posting on my Facebook, my Instagram, all my social media, who my next guests are gonna be. I want you to maybe get a little backstory from them because they're all gonna be very interesting characters, just like Adrian was today. So thank you very much, Adrian, for joining me. This is it. My name is Richard Villa. Thank you for your time. We'll see you soon. Follow me on my social media platforms at Richard Comedy. Thank you. Bye bye, guys. Thanks, buddy.
I don't know what to do. Uh, I got to tell you guys, if it was me personally, I would click out of this as soon as possible. Uh, I wasn't paying attention to the last thing Richard said, so I don't know what's happening anymore. uh, um, like I said, if you can go to Facebook, shit like that, you'll find me there. Be my friend. That's all I ever wanted was friends. Be my friend. You guys have a good night.